Welcome back, folks, to segment number 2 here, as we're going to talk about the first 4 games. And Terry, start us off here.
Interesting games here. We got the Bills going to the Browns. Bills kind of had a letdown this last weekend. Browns are 2-6. I don't understand this line. Browns are favored by 2.5. With a record of 2-6, Bills look like the easy pick here. Actually, the Bills lost 2 weeks ago to Philadelphia, and they didn't cover last week, but they won the game against, who did they play?
I thought they were on a bye week last week.
No, they played the Redskins on Thursday night, and they beat them.
You're right.
I like the Bills. In fact, I like them a lot. I'd almost call this my best bet of the week. With the spread that's on here, I haven't checked the recent spread. You guys sure that's right? The Browns are the favorite by 2.5?
They're at home.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Yeah, that would make
against
sense.
A 6-2 team.
Well, wait a minute. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because the favorite is 5-0 in this series in their last games against the spread. Now the Bills, though, are 4-0 against the spread, and the last time they've met the Browns, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to win this one. I am with Terry on this one. I think the Bills are the better team right now. Dave said it earlier this year. He liked the Bills. He thinks they're for real, and I do too. So I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. So watch it. Dave will go with the Browns.
You know what? I am going with the Browns. I'll tell you why.
Oh my gosh!
After that, if they don't win this game, their coach is going bye-bye. He might go anyway. But I'm just saying.
Maybe they're going to send Baker Mayfield with him.
Well, yeah, he's
been terrible.
Quarterback for the Jets is atrocious. Anyway, getting back to the game here. Bills and Browns. I'm going to take the Browns at home to get them back in a win column. Just got a gut feeling on it because it looks like a sucker bet to me with that 2.5. Why wouldn't you take the Bills? So I'm going to take the Browns.
Exactly.
Okay. Next game, we got the Cardinals going to the Buccaneers. 3-5-1 for the Cardinals. What did they do last week? They had a upset win.
Yeah.
Against I'm drawing a blank.
I can't remember who it
Buccaneers are 2-6. They are the home favorite at 4.5 points. Tough game here. With the 4.5, I like the Cardinals. I think this game will be a little bit closer. The Cardinals have a chance going in there and winning this game.
So you like the Cardinals.
I don't like it a lot. This is not something I'd bet. I'd bet on the Bills. Previous game, I liked that for an actual play. This is on the contest, and I have to pick it, but I wouldn't bet it either way.
Well, folks, both teams stink. Both quarterbacks are PU.
Wait until you get to the next game.
These quarterbacks are terrible. These teams are terrible. But that being said, the Cardinals are 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 meetings against the Buccaneers. So I'm going to take the lesser of the two evils on the quarterbacks and go with the Cardinals.
I'm going to take Tampa just because I think they have a way better defense than the Cardinals. And plus, it's in Tampa. It's hard to take Tampa as a favorite, though.
Right?
I'm still going to. I'm going to take Tampa at home.
Okay, next game we got the Giants. Talking about the PU, we got the 2-7 Giants going to the 1-7 Jets. The Jets' only win came over the Dolphins. And I'm not sure who the Giants beat, but neither one of these teams are very good.
They must have beat the Bengals.
Giants are.
It might have been the Bengals.
It might have been. We're terrible.
Giants are a 2.5-point favorite on the road. This is a coin toss for me. I don't know which one to go here.
You might want to do rock paper scissors with this thing here.
It is New York versus New York, so there's some pride on the line here for these teams. But
let me help you here first.
Okay. See if
okay. So the Jets are 0-4 against the spread, playing a team with a losing record, hence the Giants. But the Giants are 4-1-1 against the spread versus the Jets. So for that reason, folks, I'm going with the Giants, even though I don't think they're very giant-like.
I like the Giants too. I mean, the Jets just look terrible. They barely beat Miami.
Jets are horrible. That quarterback stinks on ice. He's terrible. He's never going to make an NFL.
He's a USC quarterback. All the quarterbacks from USC stink.
They do. Anyway, I'm going to take the Giants here. Giants have a way better defense too.
Okay, so last game on this segment, we got the Lions. We just don't have a lot of. These are competitive games. We've got the 3-4-1 Lions going to the 3-5 Bears. Bears are a 2.5-point favorite at home. Lions, I actually watched them in that game last week. They were in that game until second half. They just kind of got rolled over. I don't know. Let me hear your stats.
Well, okay. So the Lions, folks, are 1-3-1 against the spread in Chicago. So basically, Detroit stinks in Chicago. The Bears, however, are 8-1 against the spread versus the NFC North. So I do think the Bears have a better defense. I'm going to take the Bears, and I'll give the 2.5 points and see what happens. Because Davey likes defense, and I think the Bears have good defense. So I'm going to go with that.
I hate this game. I can't stand the Lions. I don't like
Wait a minute. Tell us how you really feel about it, Davey.
I'd probably take the under if I was going to bet it on the board, but
Yeah, that's probably a good bet.
Couldn't we get the Bengals in on this contest?
Oh, Lord help us. No. We can
They're
only
playing
handle so
somebody.
many double-digit
anyway, I
lines.
just can't see Chicago after that performance against the Eagles. It was atrocious. I'll take the Lions here.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to take the home team at -2.5, but I don't like the game either.
All right, so there you go, folks. That's going to end it for segment number 2. When we come back for segment number 3, we're going to talk about the last 3 pro games, and then Dave, Terry, and myself will give you our best picks of the week. Welcome back, folks, to segment number 3 here, and Terry, start us off.
Okay, so we got the Rams going to the Steelers. 5-3 Rams are a 4.5 point favorite over the Steelers, at home. 4-4 for the Steelers record. Line, it seems a little high to me. I mean, I can see the Rams being favored with the Steelers not having their starting quarterback, but I don't see the 4.5. I like the Steelers at home to potentially win this game, or at least make it close enough. It's a field goal game.
I think that's a pretty good bet, because here's why, folks. The Rams are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 meetings against the Steelers. They're 1-3-1 in November. And the Steelers are 3-1-1 against the spread in November. I like the Steelers at home. I don't think Mason Rudolph has played that bad.
I don't either.
And I think that the defense for the Steelers is better than the Rams. So I'm going to take the Steelers.
Steelers are at 500 now.
I know,
They're
4-4.
Another win here would put them in conversation. Anyway, I'm going to take the Steelers myself to keep this close. I just don't think the Rams are that good.
Okay.
They did come off a bye, so they've had a week's rest coming into this. What was that?
Nothing.
Okay, next game. We got the Colts as an 11.5 point favorite over the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 1-7 with a win. Who did they beat? Did they beat the Jets?
Yeah.
Yes.
They just beat the Jets.
Yeah. Well, that's my phone thing, so don't worry about
Okay.
it.
So, big point spread here, 11.5. Who are the Colts to be favored by 11.5? I guess it's the Dolphins. So.
And their quarterback just went down on a bad knee.
Brissett?
Brissett.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett. Want to play for New
So
England.
is he out for the rest of the year? Or?
I don't. No. He's just hurt. He could even play.
Play this week?
Question.
Okay. Well, that's
If it
that
isn't
wasn't
him,
going
it's
that wasn't
Hoyer.
going to sway my
Let's see
decision.
what
One way or the
your-
But if
other.
it isn't
stats tell
Brissett,
us
it'd be
here.
All right. So the road team, folks, in this matchup between the Dolphins and the Colts are 7-1 against the spread, but that's not the stat I like. The underdog in this series is 12-2 against the spread, and for that, 11.5, way too many for a Colts team. And besides that, Fitzpatrick, he can score some points. The Dolphins' defense might not be that good, but he can score some points. So I'm going to bank on that.
I had to pick him up as a backup quarterback in my fantasy league. this
Not a
week,
bad
so-
pickup.
So I got to go with the Dolphins myself here. See him score some points.
Good move.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins too. I'll tell you something. though. They've covered their last 3 weeks in a row. They've covered the spot 3 weeks in a row here. One money line.
And 11.5. So we go back to the history of the NFL. 10-point spreads are tough to cover in the NFL.
Yep.
And coupled with the
Unless
fact,
it's the Bengals.
like I said, coupled with the fact Colts'
Unless you got
quarterback's
the Patriots
questionable.
playing these teams. So the Patriots play the Dolphins. It needs to be 17. But
Yep.
anyways, last game we got the Panthers going to the Packers. So 5-3 Panthers going to the Packers. Packers are 5.5 point favorite. Packers was my big disappointment last week. It's like they didn't even show up. I think they had 57 yards of offense in the first half. I don't know what happened to them, but they got walloped by San Diego last week.
What's the Panthers' record?
Panthers are 5-3
5-3,
going into this
okay.
game. So
Well, let me help you here, Terry.
okay, see if it
The
helps.
Packers are 0-4 against the spread at home versus a team with a winning record. And the underdog in this series is 9-4-1 against the spread. So I like both of those stats. I think Kyle Allen is playing lights out for them. Now I'm going to take the Panthers and the 5.5 at Green Bay.
Okay, Dave.
I'm going to go with the Packers at home. They get beat in San Diego. San Diego's not that bad, but they get beat by San Diego. But coming home here against the Panthers, the only good team that the Panthers played was the 49ers, and you see what happened there. It's going to happen the same way here. Green Bay's going to get back on track.
Okay.
You know, with the point spread, this is a coin toss for me, and my coin just landed on the Packers, so I'm taking the Packers as well.
All right.
So there you have it for the 10 games.
How about our best bets?
So our best bets, just before we go though, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 games in which we all agreed. That's the first time I've seen 4 games.
How did we
that we're
do
in
last week?
on our agreement? Well, we didn't do well because
Couldn't be that good.
Yeah.
But on
But
the games that we agreed on, I think we all took Oregon, didn't we?
No, we did not. I went with USC, and USC actually could have. They looked good in the first half. They got
Terry, they
dinged
play
by
4
a couple
quarters.
of-
You do know
I
that, right?
but momentum. It's a game of momentum, and there are a couple bad calls early. So we only agreed on one game last week, and it was the Browns, and they got dumped by the Broncos. So we didn't do
Yikes.
so well. So this
No.
week we got 4 games.
Well,
to
folks,
go
we're
for.
going to do well this week.
I'll jump right out. My best bet, I alluded to it earlier, the Bills getting points against the Browns. They should win that game money line.
All right. Well, my best bet, believe it or not, folks, is the 1-7 Dolphins. I love the Dolphins to cover this game.
With those stats,
Yeah.
12-2. Wow.
Yep, love them.
People aren't going to believe this coming from me. I'm going to take the Wyoming Cowboys.
I love the Wyoming Cowboys, Dave.
With 12.5 points, again,
I love that one
all
as
those
well.
are good bets in my opinion.
You know, I love all those. Hey, folks, this past Monday night, we had a huge crowd.
Hey, Monday night coming up, we got the
Oh.
Seahawks playing the 49ers.
And that's exactly what I was
That's gonna
coming
be
to.
huge.
Folks, we will be packed. I'll have extra tables out, extra chairs out. The 49ers, Seahawks, big game. 49ers are undefeated, right?
They are
And
undefeated.
Seahawks, what,
The only
5-3
undefeated
or 6-2?
Patriots went down last week, so Seahawks are 6-2.
6-2. Huge game. Get there early. We're going to have plenty of
Where's
giveaways.
it at?
It's in San
I'm
Francisco.
also giving away a few restaurant tickets. You know, Michelle, our restaurant manager, said, Gary, give a few of those away during the game. So we're going to do that this coming weekend. So I'm looking forward to that, folks. It's going to be fun.
Should be a good game.
Should be a good game. Hey, for Dave, Terry, myself, I'm Gary. Goodbye, everybody.